What?
Heavy rain started falling this morning in Belgrade, just hours after the Republic's Hydrometeorological Institute issued an emergency warning. There was collapse in the capital, and several parts of the city were flooded. The video of the worst rain came from Rakovica, where, according to residents, a waterfall was created as a result of the rain. As seen in the video published on the Moj_bio_grad Instagram page, a large amount of water fell into the waterfall around the building. Some Belgrade residents had room for jokes, so they called the scene in Rakovica, Niagara Falls. Flooding also occurred in other areas of Belgrade, and people pushing cars through the rapids were filmed on autocommando. There were traffic jams in several parts of the city. A storm occurred last night across Serbia, and its impact was terrifying. Strong storms hit Belgrade and all of Serbia last night and this morning. However, judging by photos and videos from social networks, it is the most dramatic in the capital. Black clouds covered Belgrade from early morning, and the Republic's Hydrometeorological Institute issued an emergency warning due to heavy rain. The most terrifying scene was recorded in Rakovica, where residents claimed their car was swept away by the fast water. In Petlovo BRDO, cars were stuck in the water, and firefighters, emergency services and City Green responded. Seen in photos from social networks, storm winds blew off the roof of the MUP building on Neza Milosa Street. Perhaps the scariest video comes from Petlovo BRDO, where a person can be seen struggling for balance while trying to fight a torrent. Currently, weather alarms have been activated throughout Serbia. A red warning is in effect in most of the country, while only in eastern Serbia and Bačka the orange weather alarm is on. Very dangerous weather phenomena are expected to occur, and their intensity is such that they can cause major material damage and are extremely dangerous for the safety of humans and animals. You should be frequently informed about details of forecast meteorological conditions and risks. Follow the orders and advice of competent state services. As a continuation of a very unstable start to summer, Serbia has once again been hit by extreme rainfall. Although this kind of weather seems natural to us, especially the sudden changes due to extreme heat and extreme rainfall, it is thought to be a consequence of climate change. What scientific models have predicted for years is happening, writes Dr. Ana Vukovic-Vimic from the Faculty of Agriculture in Belgrade for the Klima 101 portal. Namely, in Serbia, extreme precipitation has become more frequent, and the subjective impression that it used to be like this is actually correct. For example, compared to the middle of the 20th century, today the share of extreme precipitation in total precipitation is twice as high. In other words, the total amount of annual rainfall has not changed much in recent decades, but its distribution has changed. So we are currently experiencing more frequent and intense dry periods, punctuated by more frequent and intense periods of extreme rainfall. At the same time, the area of Serbia at high risk of extreme rainfall is also growing. It used to cover around 7% of the country's area, and current estimates suggest that by the middle of the 21st century, as much as 56% of Serbia's territory will be at high risk. But the problem is not just about rainfall. In Belgrade, extreme rain like this usually causes flooding. Videos of flooded streets, garages and alleys were shared on the media and social networks, where the same locations were often repeated, such as Autokomanda. This leads us to another important fact. Apart from that, it is not only rain that causes flooding in urban areas, but also existing infrastructure. Due to their lack of adaptation to increasingly extreme climate conditions, Belgrade and other cities are highly vulnerable to extreme rainfall. This is not a new insight. Based on past experience, as well as existing research and data, the profession has been warning about the increasing danger of urban flooding for years. Today, we know very well which areas are most at risk, why flooding is increasing, what the impacts are, but also what we need to do to improve the situation.